Hello, guys. So I think we've waited for quite a long time already. 10 minutes, I think, is quite enough for us to begin. So I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Good thing.
Okay. So good morning once more on this second webinar. Why software testers need certified training and how to get it. So that's the objective of this second webinar. After our first webinar, which we talked about software testing as a career path, today we are talking about how can you begin your career path. That is with a training program, which is very important for you to kick off. So without wasting much time, I think we'll just dive immediately to presentation of the group itself. So talking about the group is Cameroon Software Quality Assurance Group, initiated some 6 months ago. Basically, the objective being sharing knowledge and being able to cement or to maintain that foundation of software testing in the Cameroon community. So I'm called Derek Akangwa, ISTQB Certified Tester, 2018, and I'm also a SOA support engineer. So with my colleagues, Zulato Ibrahima and Roy Isibel and Sama Aurelien, Kevin, Ingo, and Rafi. So that is the group actually that initiated this this project, or better still say, this community. Please, please, if you kindly mute your mic, please. Okay. Okay. So that is basically the community, that is Cameroon SQA group, intending to share knowledge in the software testing domain and also promote software testing as a best practice. So the best practices of software testing. So that's basically who we are, and I think it's a community. It is open to everyone. So you come to know us more. Maybe when you join the WhatsApp group immediately after this session, you're going to know more about us, and we can share many ideas together. Now, diving into the topic, before diving into the topic itself, I would just like to let you know that this is what we're going to go through. That is the agenda of the day. At the end of the session, at the end of this presentation, you're going to ask your questions. So maybe just note your questions down, and at the end of the session of the presentation, you're going to give us your questions. Then we're going to respond, and we have a practical sample question which we are going to work on to depict to you that a professional is different from someone that does common practice of software testing. Then also we'll plead with you that you fill the feedback form at the end of this presentation. Towards the conclusion, you please fill the feedback form. We are going to share the link to you so that you can fill the feedback form, so we know how we are progressing with this webinar that we have been organizing. Okay, so as agenda of the day, first point, we're going to look at what testers should know. Yeah, before diving into why software testers need certified training, we're going to know what testers should know, and followed by what is ISTQB program and who are they. We need to understand who is that body. Why do we really need to go in for that certification or that accredited training provider? Then we'll also look at what is the value of ISTQB certification, job-wise, company-wise. What's the value, or you yourself, what additional value does it give to you? Then we'll look at what are the level of certifications. What are the different levels? Since it is a career path, there are different levels. So you move from one step to the other. So it's It has levels. What are the exams like with sample questions? So we are going to take a practical question and see how to tackle it. Then there you're going to understand that there is a big difference between someone that's ISTQB certified and those someone that is not certified. Now, lastly, we're going to look at how do you prepare for these exams and pass. So you might not be financially upright to take the exam, but going through that preparation makes you to understand that it is necessary for you to go in for this exam. So we're going to look at that. So what testers should know? What should testers know regarding software testing or software testers? But there's a lot to be known. Yeah, unfortunately, most practitioners tend to carry out testing as if it was 1976, but we're in 2020. So we should know the best practices, and with the best practices, we offer the best quality. So that is simply what we want to know as what testers should know. Now, we all know the definition. I know there are many definitions out there regarding software testing, but this one is quite straightforward. Yeah, software testing is a way to assess the quality of the software and to reduce the risks of software failure in operations. Straightforward. So that's from the ISTQB Foundation guide. So next thing that we need to understand is that software testing is indispensable. You can't actually talk about providing quality product to customers without testing them. So it's impossible. So a software developer can't assure you that the solution is 100% error-free without a software tester doing his job. So software testing is a key item to deliver quality product. Now, also testing is important because software bugs could be expensive. So this is why you should test. We need to know this. This is why you should test. Bugs are very expensive and dangerous. Maybe in software, it's not being felt that way. Yes, but if you work in a bank or you work in a telecommunication company, you're going to understand that a bug is very expensive. Yeah, it might even cause human loss. So maybe you take an example. If you were doing you are in a UBA, for example, bank, and there is a failure at the level of transfer, that is deposits or transfer, for example, people are being deducted 1 franc in addition. Imagine the loss, and per day you have 1 million customers doing transactions. So that's a huge loss, and someone might be fired because of that. So that is the risk, and that is what the job entails, and the risks we are trying to take as software testers. If you understand these risks, then we're going to say that software testers are individuals that test software for bugs, errors, defects, and any problem that can affect the performance of a computer software or an application. So that's a software tester. You're searching for bugs. Yes, many people say it's easy to search for bugs, but there is a best practice on how to do that. If not, you find yourself doing much work and providing less quality to that product. So software testers are part of the software development team. This one is in the context where it's an IT company which is offering software solution, building software. There you find software testers belonging to software development team. But in an independent testing environment where a company wants a solution, it meets a vendor to provide that software solution. They need to have a software tester or a software testing team. So despite the fact that the software developer team, which is another company, builds the solution, but the customer also needs to have his or her own team that is going to test the solution. That is the functional and the non-functional testing. of the software. So be it manual or be it automatic, it's all matters. So that is who we're looking at, a software tester. But now making a difference. Now you will notice that when we talk about professional tester, yeah, so if you're a professional tester, be it a test manager or a quality staff member, you're going to understand that you are testing your own code. You have already discovered that, and far from being trivial and straightforward, testing is hard. Yes, it is testing, you look at it straightforward and you want to execute, you want to, it's not just that, there are many other things you need to pay attention to. So there is a lot to know. Unfortunately, most practitioners tend to carry out testing, as we said at the beginning, as if it was in 1976. They are best practices, but people are still focusing on common practices. That is, yes, when the solution comes in, they give you requirements maybe on a sheet of paper, you just get to execute it and you're done with the solution. It is successful. But that's not what a professional should do. So as per the ISTQB foundation level, you notice that ISTQB certification is about raising common practices to the level of best practices. So they actually move the common practices to best practices. And what you need to pay attention to is that all ISTQB certified testers, they know how to do these things. And more to it because they master the topics, not just theoretical, but practically they have a hands-on. They have a hands-on. So in this webinar, we will explain what training you need and how ISTQB certification program works perfectly well for you. So that is what we're going to look at. We're already looking at regarding this webinar. So you're going to know why you should go in for this certification in order to become a professional tester. A food for thought. Maybe you ask yourself, if we're being asked, is high temperature that is 37 to 8 set or greater is the most common symptom of COVID-19? I'm sure you're going to think too much on that. Anyway, we'll look at that at the end. The second one, which is most important, if you were being asked in most interview questions, that is one of the questions of Aggie Jones, popularly software testing automation engineer, well widely known. She will say, how will you test a chair? These are common interview questions. How will you test a chair? Maybe just keep that in your mind while we are going through the presentation. We're going to come back to it and see how, basically, how you can work that out. What is the ISTQB program and who are they? So we've talked about ISTQB. Actually, it is International Software Testing Qualification Board. It's an international software testing qualification board. That is the meaning of ISTQB. So this ISTQB certification is about raising common practices to the level of best practices. So that is the reason why they are actually there. So what is the program all about? In a nutshell, any tester certification program is worth consideration. So while considering a testing program or a certification program, you pay attention to your objective, carefully designed examination, and professional capability. Those are the three main things we are looking at when it concerns the ISTQB. They have clear objective, they have questions that are well designed, examination questions that are well designed, that is towards practical knowledge, and they have also professional capabilities, that is volunteers worldwide. They support your career path by providing levels of certification. So you'll notice that they have different levels of certification. So it's actually the best career path which I could recommend or we could recommend to aspiring software testers or software testers. It's a very good career path which you could follow. promote and advance software testing as a profession, not merely an auxiliary role, but software development team. Actually, you notice that you become, it's not just about software testing, but you move towards software testing depending on which direction you want to go. Be it you want to move as test automation engineer, that you are going to code as a developer, or you want to move like, say for example, you want to be a security tester, or you want to be a test manager. So there are a whole lot of paths which you could follow. Now, when we say so far, the ISTQB program might sound like other testing certifications, but there is something unique. There are 2 points which you need to pay attention to. When we say they are unique, first point is that the ISTQB syllabus are developed by working groups composed of worldwide experts in the field of software testing, including practitioners, consultants, trainers, and academics. So there is a group of volunteers that are already in the software testing field for quite a long time with great experience that come up together to form this, to build this syllabus. That is, when we talk about syllabus, that is a guide which will help you to stand on any of the levels which you find yourself in the ISTQB. So it's very important to pay attention to that. Then the second point which makes them unique is that the ISTQB accredits certain training courses. There is no requirement to take expensive training. So you don't need to take a training. You don't need actually to go and sit in a class in order to be ISTQB certified. No, there are different ways. We are going to look at that. There are different ways, very less expensive for you to be certified. So no need for a classroom. So who are these people anyway? These people, that's the ISTQB program, like software test certification, they are ultimately a fiat of certification. So they have a list of certifications which you could go in for, mainly software testing certifications, which you can be interested. Now, also, we've talked about the full meaning, that's International Software Testing Qualification Board. So it's a very fast-growing organization. So they actually work hand in hand, an extremely democratic organization. So there is a lot which they work on. So you can barely have some error somewhere regarding this certification or regarding this career path. They also are united. They actually have an assembled board. They have boards in different countries. You're going to notice that there are different boards in different countries. Take, for example, in USA, for example, there is American Software Testing Qualification Board. And there you're going to, it's a board. So they are members of that body, International Software Testing Qualification Board. So they can actually act as that board, as that certification program, in order to offer, be it training or be it workshops, conferences. They can participate to the content of the syllabus. But what is shocking is that Cameroon isn't in that board. There's no board in Cameroon. That's what is shocking. There is no board, there is no partner in Cameroon. So it's really, really, really not good. We are really down. So there is no board in Cameroon presently. So that's what we need to know. There are many boards. Nigeria has a board, South Africa has a board. Yeah. So that's actually to tell you that the level at which we are regarding software testing in Cameroon is really low. So other members board, you could see it on the website and get to understand more about them.
Okay.
So what is the value of ISTQB certification? What value? So actually, they lead the way towards a truly professional field of software testing built on solid foundation. So we talk about solid foundations. We are talking about the initial founders of software testing as a field. What they lay down as in software testing is concerned. So that is
So
where the foundation of ISTQB lies. So they are actually building on that foundation. So ISTQB program is run by volunteers. So take for example, today you're actually taking part in this community. In the long run, you become a volunteer if you follow the different steps which are going to be laid down. So to become a volunteer, you can also
they do
be
back the system.
an inventor or some sort of creator. You can invent something, innovate something from there. So for test professionals, managers holding this ICT certification, actually they demonstrate the practical and key concept in the field. That's what you're going to notice about them. Also, it helps you to distinguish yourself. Being in an ISTQB certified tester, it helps you to distinguish yourself in different competitive opportunities. Take for example, you go to a company which is worth billions. They're going to require you to have such a certification because they can't bear a risk to get someone that is not certified. It's a big risk. So hundreds of smart and well-managed organizations around the world have learned to value ISTQB certification because employing ISTQB certified testers ensure that better testing, resulting in better software, reduce risks, low cost of poor quality, and deliver test consistency and reusability. Something I have experienced is that personally is that people that are not certified, they come to face so much challenges in their domain, that is software testing, because there are certain practices that they are not aware of. So in turn, they take 3 hours to test a solution that could be tested in 30 minutes. How do you do that? You need to have that knowledge. You need to have that best practice in order to reduce your time from 2 hours to 30 minutes. So it's very important to have that idea. Finally, ISTQB delivers value to the software testing professional itself. So it gives you value. You can distinguish yourself between someone that is professional and someone that's not professional. So how has this software programming progressed while software testing remains stuck in 70s? It's very funny because software development is quite progressing, but software testing, it seems as if it's not progressing. It seems as if it's not progressing. Why? So programming as a profession has built on its best work. Yes, we have languages that have been built from assembly language to structured programming. Now we talk about object-oriented programming. But where is testing? Are we aware of the recent updates in testing? So we keep doing the disco work. We keep doing the disco work. So it's like we are turning around. We are in a circle. We keep doing one and the same thing. So in software testing, we still have practitioners who are unaware of the concept of equivalent partition. So there is equivalent partition, which is a concept which can help you fast track your testing, boundary value analysis, and error guessing.
Maybe another way to pronounce the name. Maybe
so next point, what you need to pay attention is that
to collect the TV at the
you are invited to join the ISTQB program. So if you join the ISTQB program, they're going to lead you towards a truly professional field of software testing, but on a solid foundation. It's very important. You need a solid foundation. You need the best practices being communicated to you or being shown to you for you to give that best quality that your company requires.
Cash on collection in the region.
So what are the level of certification? Someone's mic is not muted. Okay. So what are the level of certifications? So these are the level of certifications. So quickly, actually, you don't jump steps actually here. You have to begin with a certified tester. That's the foundation level. So you have 3 levels: foundation level, advanced level, and expert level. Within those 3 levels, there are 3 categories: either agile, core, or specialist. But everything boils down to you need to begin with foundation level, that is certified tester. That is the one at the bottom. At the bottom.